Marissa and Cale Waddleton were enjoying the Labor Day weekend at a beach house near Savannah, Georgia, when their 3-month-old baby, Kaleb, developed breathing problems.
You know, I kept saying to myself, everything's fine, you know, he's just either teething, has a cold, maybe he's got asthma, but something was telling me otherwise.
They decided to take Kaleb to an urgent care center near their home in Covington, Georgia.
The doctor walks in, looks over him and says, I don't like that. I don't like the way he's breathing. And so multiple people started coming in, doing all kinds of tests.
An abnormal EKG gave the doctor even more reason for concern.
She took us back to the room and looked at us and said, there's something wrong with your baby's heart, and he needs to go to the hospital as soon as possible.
We fell to the floor crying, but I still figured medicine could cure it. You know, just get him to the hospital, get him on medicine.
Kaleb was medevaced to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta at Eggleston. When Marissa and Cale arrived at the hospital, they learned he was in stable but critical condition.
My child's on a ventilator, struggling for his life. I mean, there's no words to describe walking in and seeing that.
Dr. Shri Prasad Deshpande was a key part of Kaleb's medical team.
Kaleb came to us with very common symptoms of heart failure, which are often missed initially because we don't think of heart failure in little babies. The heart would have continued to deteriorate, and more importantly, the rest of the organs would have continued to deteriorate.
Cale and Marissa knew they needed God's help and called Cale's uncle to come pray with them.
And we went down to the chapel and just put it all in God's hands, because we just wanted our baby better, because we knew we couldn't do it. So it was out of our control.
The heart function was poor enough that even on medications, there was really no improvement seen. And our only option may be a transplantation at that point.
Kaleb was put on the waiting list, but they didn't know how long it would be to find a suitable heart for the infant. Through friends and social media, Cale and Marissa put out calls for prayer for their baby boy.
I mean, we had like 15,000 followers on Facebook. People would text me prayers, just, hey, we're thinking about you, praying, sending me quotes, you know, Bible verses and all that, and just giving us hope.
It just went crazy with the prayers and people reaching out to us, and it just really helped.
As they waited, weeks turned into months.
And it was tough. You know, because we prayed every day for that heart to come, and it just, you know, there was no sign of anything.
Kaleb was always just happy as can be. His heart rate would be astronomical, but he was always smiling.
It was exhausting, mentally exhausting. Very much of a roller coaster. It has good days, and then there was bad days, and it was, you take one step forward and there's 3 steps back.
Then, on December 3rd, they got the call that a potential heart had become available. When it was confirmed to be a match, baby Kaleb was taken into surgery.
There's no words to describe handing your baby over, knowing they're going to take the heart out of his body. Because I'm a big car guy. You take the motor out of a car, put a new one in it, sometimes it don't crank right back up. And that's the only thing I'm thinking. You put the heart in, but if it don't start beating, then I don't have a little boy.
So we just, you know, had to pray, like, please be a perfect heart for Kaleb. Let that heart be Caleb's heart.
The transplant was a success, and Cale and Marissa knew their prayers had been answered.
You walk in, he's got the prettiest little skin complexion, his lips were pink. It was just, knew we were on the road to recovery.
The new heart woke up very appropriately, very healthy, and has stayed very healthy, more importantly.
We went home 7 days later on December 11th. Being home for Christmas it was great. Just a blessing to be home.
Today, Kaleb is still healthy, growing, and showing no signs of slowing down. This and every Christmas, Cale and Marissa are grateful for God's wonderful gift.
It's definitely a reminder that God heals, God fixes. He, you know, takes a very sick child and makes them new again. I mean, he can do that, and he did.
Our prayers were, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it just totally changed our whole family's outlook on life.
You can't give up and you can't lose your faith. You have to keep praying and never stop. Trusting God and knowing that He is there for you, everything will be okay.